Hi, everyone. Happy 4th of July. I was just trying to get everything set up so you could actually see me. You know, this is always a challenge. I wanted you to see the garden out my window. That just isn't working. So I'm going to move this over a little bit. And I wanted you to be able to see my plants, the ones that I've left inside, but you can't. So I can't get everything in the frame. I was thinking what I should do. Sorry. I was thinking what I should do is get a green screen and just have some beautiful, like tropical paradise behind me or something. So I don't have to struggle with this every time. But welcome. And I hope you're having a happy 4th. And thank you, Haffy, for being here to moderate. John Heffenecker, Jason Fallheffer. Where are you writing from, Jason? Matthew is here from Vegas. Daryl is here. And Dee is here. Tess is here. Fantastic. A few of our regulars are here. I know a lot of people won't be able to join us, but maybe we'll get 100 or so people who don't have anything better to do. I've got a lot to go over. If I can just get situated. You can't even see all this stuff after all the trouble I went through. Let me see. No, you can't see it. Darn. What to do? Okay, well, the first thing, you can't even see it. It's down here. Darn, should be like right here. But I mean, I can't get everything in the frame. If I had a stool, you could, anyway. What do I have here? Let me see if I can get this. No, that's not going to sit there, but wouldn't it be pretty if it did? I suppose I could open the window, but then it might fall out. And I don't want to fall. Isn't it pretty? It's like this most carefree plant. I don't know if you ever had one of these, but it came, from Lowe's or one of these places, and there's no hole in the bottom. And so, you don't have to water it that often. And I actually forgot the name of it. Maybe it's still on here. Oh, here it is. Flamingo Power. This is Anthurium. It's an what does that say? No. Yes, it's one of the plants that gives oxygen to your interior space. And I don't think it's ever had a dead leaf or even a dead one of these. It's so easy care. So I highly recommend it. And just for those of you who weren't following me, who are newer, I just want to show you this. This is always sitting here. Is this the most gorgeous thing you have ever seen? Look at that. Now it's starting to dry, but I bought this. Okay, who knows where I bought this? If you can remember, I just dropped a pepper because it's starting to dry. Some of the peppers are falling off. So Brian is here. Evan is here. Thank you so much, Evan. Please let us know where you're writing from, where you are. And Cass, where are you also? Always forget. Emmanuel is here with Ultimate Gardening. And anyway, I got this in the farmer's market, in Santa Fe. And I still have the ladies' card. And I'm telling you, before you know it, it'll be Christmas. And if you want a beautiful decoration for your holiday table, I mean, what could be prettier? And I've had this since November of last year. Beautiful. Also, I keep on my table, I rotate it because this table is so small, but I keep these various things that I have been sent by my fans. This is from an old friend, Anita, and she loves to quilt, and she made these fabulous. You've seen them before, but I just love having handmade things in my orbit, that I see on a regular basis, as well as my soup cozy. And I'm going to be hard pressed to remember who sent me this. But it was a wonderful woman who made it for me. And what else is on my table? See, you can't even see my table. It's got all these wonderful things on it. See? There you go. So Denise gave me this yesterday. Now, if you can believe, she has already produced this summer squash by July the 4th. And my plants are like that big. So I'm told I can still get a crop, and I'm going to try. Of course, I've got my mug rug, which has Lyndon's face on it. Now she's going to have to make me one with the kittens. And most especially, what you haven't seen is remember last time when I burned my leg because I didn't have a teapot? That's not the real reason. But if I had had a teapot, I would not have burned my leg because the teapot would have been pushed back, steeping out of the way. And I had this tall, skinny, the thermoses that stick in the little holder in your car, and they're really not that stable. They're good in the car, but otherwise, no. Hit my elbow, that whole thing knocked down on my leg. So this is day 7. Anyway, she sent me this like the very next day after the last live stream. So thank you, Connie. That was from Connie. And what else do I have sitting over here? I have this. And I just grabbed this out of my refrigerator because I needed a little boost anyway. I have been trying to rest, because of my leg. It's uncomfortable to bend and do things. And so I'm going to have a little shot of Ningxia Red, which is a product made by Young Living, which is a company that I have been a distributor for a very long time. Although I don't spend enough time on it building a business. I could, and a lot of people have been very successful doing that. This is an essential oil infused wolfberry supplement. And the ingredients are Ningxia wolfberry, whole fruit puree, blueberry, fruit juice from concentrate, plum, sweet cherry, aronia, pomegranate, and the essential oils are grape, orange, yuzu, which is citrus, some kind of citrus rind oil, and citrus limon, peel oil, and tangerine. Pure vanilla extract, pectin, sodium benzoate to maintain freshness, of course, and stevia extract with 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils. So I am going to drink a toast. Does everybody have a little something to drink? Denise is here. Thank you, Denise. And Denise is here, who gave me the squash. We were all together yesterday. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Let me get off of that. There you go. And raise a glass, everyone, to happy Independence Day. And I can't think of a better year to actually celebrate this day because we need all of the positive vibes we can to preserve our freedom, in my opinion. Wow. Oh my gosh. Every one of those flavors that I just described, I drank it too fast, but anyway, I just have to show you this plant. Do you remember this plant? Let's see, where's the other one? I picked this up in Lubbock. Sorry about that. They were in one little pot, 2 little pieces were in one of these pots. And look at this. This is a carefree indoor plant that is absolutely stunning. Now hers, of course, Linda has a big house with tall ceilings and big windows. And she has one huge plant that occupies a whole corner. Now I don't have that kind of spacious room or anything, but I can see that really doing well over time. And because I've been so busy with outdoor gardening, I haven't really taken very good care of my indoor plants. Just throwing a little water on here and there and not much else. So let me get caught up with of course, the aloe I used on my leg until I went to the urgent care and got the Silvadene, which a number of people recommended to me. By the way, I'll just mention this. I found this on Amazon because I didn't have this huge supply of gauze pads. And this thing, seeps, and you know how a burn is. So, I mean, you really have to keep it covered, especially when it's in a place underneath your clothing that's rubbing all the time. And so I found these, and they're not cheap, believe me. Antibacterial alginate with silver, made by Areza. 4 inches and 4.25 inches by 4.25 inches. Soft and comfortable, helps control minor bleeding, trauma-free one-piece removal, highly absorbent, with silver content and antibacterial effect. So I have just found these to be so much better than gauze, because gauze, I have to stand in the shower like holding one corner for like 20 minutes for it to release. You cannot rip it off. It's stuck every single time you change the dressing. It's really stuck, and you don't want to disturb the healing process, but you want to get that bandage off to get on a clean one. And like I said, these are expensive. Five of these was like over $14. But I'm telling you, this was a bad burn, so I went for it. Okay, so let's see. Teresa is the canner extraordinaire. She is on right now for a moment anyway. She's canning 30 pounds of chicken. I've never canned meat at all. Don't know how. I don't know anything about that. So thank you, Teresa. Teresa and I are talking about, she may be coming out here in August, from the beginning of August to the middle of August, see me through the Tennessee State Fair apple pie contest judging. And we're going to hopefully have lots of things to can. Of course, you really have to can like right when it happens. So hopefully a lot of tomatoes will be coming in, and I can really learn a lot. I am pretty much of a novice at canning. I love to do it, but now I'm in a whole new space. I have a whole new device, which is the pressure canner, which I've never used, and she cans absolutely all the time. So plus, let's see, she gave me the Instant Pot, which I'm sorry to say, Teresa, I haven't used yet. So we're going to do a lot of cooking videos the first 2 weeks in August. So you have that to look forward to. What else over here? Okay. And to open this bottle, I don't know about you, but my hand strength is not what it used to be. And this is the coolest thing. I've showed this before, but I just had it out and I wanted to show it again. This is handmade. This is a bottle opener, and it's got this on one side of the track in here. It's got this metal ridge, and because it's wider and narrower, you can open any size jar with this. And I mean, it just makes it so easy rather than trying to like use your gripper strength to get bottles open. So you might want to think about that. I also grabbed this. I wanted to show you, I had one of these, and this is something that a lot of you are, maybe you live in the country, maybe you don't have to worry about it. But if you're in the city and you're living closer and closer to all these towers, the kind I mean, you might want to get an electromagnetic meter, an EMF meter. And Tri-Field, it's not the most like complex with all the little, digital this and that, like you can see on Amazon those, but this is made in the United States. And I had one of these in 2000, and it was very similar to this. This is only updated a little bit, but it measures the magnetic and the electric standard and weighted. And I never really understand what the difference between standard and weighted is, but it measures the frequency response of what you're being exposed to on a regular basis. And you might want to know what those are, what that is. So I had Justin walk around and just check everything. And of course, when you get right up to your, well, I have a little stand where my Wi-Fi comes into the house and everything. And of course, that's off the charts. But I really don't sit there very much. It's just sort of in the middle of the living room area. So I don't have that much exposure to it. But you want to check what's beside your bed when you're sleeping all night. That could be 8 hours every single day. And you don't want to be exposed to all of this stuff, scramble your brains. Oh, it is a begonia, D, in Texas. It is a begonia, but I think it's speckled begonia, right? I think now that's coming back to me because it's got all these little dots on it. Claudia is here. And Karen is here, the I am of me in Tennessee, West Tennessee. Claudia is here. Connie is here. Connie, did you see me introduce the teapot? Tracy is here from Pennsylvania. Happy 4th, Tracy. Brian, of course, is here from New Jersey. Jackie Boxer is here from Connecticut. I sure am, Jackie. They are doing awesome. And I may have found a home for one or two of them, but I may keep them all because they're getting close to the time when they need to be getting fixed. And I would just want to make sure that happens. So now they're sleeping in the garage and they are doing absolutely great. Paul and Judy in Wake Forest are here. Hi, Paul and Judy. Who else did I miss? Edwin is here. Edwin and Lucy are watching. Where are you today? Are you in Beverly Hills or Arizona? Maddie is here from Iceland. Fantastic. What's it like in Iceland now, Maddie? You haven't told us much lately. Crafty Stash is Jerry in Florida is here. Thank you so much. And Joshua is here. Happy 4th of July. Whispers from the Dark is here from Texas. What's your name? Jay Cree is here from Torrance. Jay, did you see my story on the community page? Driving through Torrance, I took that picture of the flag. And, I was tired. I wanted to get home. It was night. I don't like driving at night anyway. This was, of course, 14 years ago. And it was just the biggest flag and the biggest flagpole in front of the Torrance. I think it's the Ford dealership, isn't it? I'm just sure it was the Ford dealership on is it Torrance Boulevard or what is that boulevard that runs through there with all the car dealerships? I think it is. And of course they had floodlights. I mean, it was just spectacular and the wind was blowing. And because the wind was blowing, it took me so many shots to get it right because and it was night, so you didn't know if you're going to get enough pixels on the image to capture it properly. And it took me, I just kept shooting, trying to get like the perfect shot. I never got the perfect shot, but that's the best shot I got. And I've been wanting to get an American flag for here because a lot of people display flags out in the country. And I wanted to get one, but I didn't want it to be made in China. And so I'm afraid, so many things in Lowe's and Home Depot are made in China. Half of you would know, are the flags at Home Depot made in China? And let's see if I got everybody, and then I want to scoot forward. Haffy had a great story on the community post. I haven't even had time to read the whole thing. I was trying to work on a video. Thank you so much, Cherie. And Kristen Mahoney is here from Pittsburgh. Happy 4th. I don't know if Justin is on. I think he was going to get together with his pal, Dave, They're both vets. Dave is older. I think they were going to get together for a barbecue. Yes, Cherie, I agree with all of that. And I understand head colds are a drag, but you'll be better soon, I'm sure. And Daryl is here. Let's see. Oh, okay. South Carolina, Lancaster, South Carolina, near Charlotte. Jason. Wonderful. Welcome. Let's see. Well, we spell it Haffy, Haffy, Jason. Linda Brown is here from where? Remind us, please. Little Monkey is here from Wisconsin, a state I almost died in. No, I don't think I almost died, but I was sick for a while. Went to the state fair and I ate a bratwurst and a beer. And 3 hours later, I had appendicitis. Oh my God, that was some ordeal. Let's see. I think that's the last beer I drank. No, I'm kidding. I've had a couple since. I've had a couple since then. Okay, Claudia's here watching live from Denver. Fantastic. Heading back to Indiana tomorrow. So love Colorado. Oh yes, you had been talking about Breckenridge. Oh, how is Breckenridge? I do miss Colorado. My dear, dear friend David, who I spent some time with. Well, he was my boyfriend, so we spent some time in Colorado, and the nature was absolutely. It was just stunning. It was beautiful back then, and hopefully it still is. Yes, Emmanuel is saying to please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, and it's true. We have 100 people. What did I just get through saying? I said maybe we'll have 100 people that aren't out barbecuing. If you get off the live chat, you can hit the up button, and that does help in so many ways. So please do that, and let's get that 56 up to 102. Okay, I want to catch up here. Let's see. Oh, wow. D. Denton. And what is your first name and where are you? Did you already say? I might have missed it. Let's see. Susie is here from Alabama. I want to say Alabama. Oh, good, good. Yeah. And my other story about Torrance is the amazing book, which also, I was talking in my post today about honoring all of the people who have fought for our freedom, my father included. And I know many of you have family and friends who have served in the U.S. military, armed forces overseas. And that book, is it Unforgiven? I want to say it's Unforgiven, about Louis. Oh, help me out. You guys helped me out last time. It's such an amazing story. He was a prisoner of war in a Japanese prison camp. And I think he was imprisoned for like some ungodly amount of time, like 2.5 years or something. And he was from Torrance, California. Thank you, Emmanuel. Yeah, don't worry too much about that, Emmanuel. It always fluctuates because it doesn't mean that 200, let's see, 107. It doesn't mean that, wait, 70 people left or 30 people left or even 700 people left. YouTube goes through and they clean out, they just arbitrarily clean out accounts that are not active, not really following you and stuff. So sometimes you'll just go, what happened? I had this and now I don't. It's terrible. Oh man, we only got to 58. So let's try to get this up if we can, please. That would be very helpful because YouTube might actually share it while I'm on and more people would know about it. Let's see. Oh, yes. Altitude sickness can be very debilitating. When I used to go to Park City, like the first night, I would have an absolutely excruciating headache, and it would usually last for 24 hours. And but then I would get okay. I don't feel bad later on. I feel bad initially, that altitude. It could be YouTube. Don't blame yourself, Emmanuel. Just stay positive and keep working hard. Let's see. Yeah, it can make you sick for 3 days. You just, it's so expensive to go to the mountains. Well, especially in the winter. I don't know about the summer, but I mean, just to go for a ski vacation for 4 days for a family can be $10,000 easy. And you do not want to feel bad even like one day, especially not 3 days. So yes, thank you, Emmanuel. Wow, that's interesting. Tracy hit the like button and it went away and she had to go back and like it again. So, oh, wow. Edwin is in Arizona. Yeah, everybody's got something here, and motion sickness, altitude sickness. We all have to deal with our stuff, arthritis, all kinds of stuff. Inflammation. I mean, inflammation is the number one problem that I think everybody has, some kind of inflammation. Well, stop thinking those thoughts, Emmanuel, and move on, you know? Don't even obsess over it. Okay, I want to just say one other thing. Cherie, are you still there? So I wanted to show you, Cherie sent me these, I believe these are willow also. These were short pieces. Now they've been in water since they came. And I see a couple of little things happen. I don't see any roots, but I see, like, for example, there's a little sign of life there on the side. So I'm just going to keep at it, keep them in, fresh water and see if they'll get with the program. I sure hope so. I had no idea you had humidity in Oman. That surprises me. No, it's not. Getting old isn't for sissies. Marianne is here from, can't remember, sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have had a very low-key day. I got this advice we're stuck on 69. I can't understand it. We need at least 30 more of these. So please try to hit that like button, and I really appreciate it. 70, thank you. I got a lot of advice to slow down. Well, it's hard for me to take that advice when I'm always so behind with everything. And I'm behind with editing. I'm very late getting the garden in. I mean, look, we ate another one this size yesterday at Daryl's in his stir fry, and my plants are that big. So I'm doing the best I can. I just have to keep reminding myself. Let me just check on the girls and boy. Yep, they're good. And so I've decided to kind of take it easy. And I didn't go see my mother today, which I feel bad about. But I thought 3 hours of driving with that leg bent, the top of the burn is right where it, when you sit down, that crease between your leg and your abdomen, it starts right there. So it's really uncomfortable to sit. The only time I'm comfortable is when I'm horizontal. So I've been napping every afternoon. Justin and I, it's been so hot, and I've gotten a lot of great advice from Southerners that say you cannot be out in this heat after 10, 11 o'clock. When it gets to be 90, I need to be inside where it's cool and not have some kind of heat stroke or something. So we decided, and him too, although he can take it much more than I can. So we decided that we'd have a schedule of 6 a.m. to 12 for him to come. And so we were out there by 6 getting started. And I mean, I wish it could be 5, but that would mean I would have to get up at 3:30 instead of 4:30. So, because I got to get up, I got to get the kitties situated, and I've got to clean out litter boxes and deal with my indoor cat and all of that, all the stuff that you have to do to get going. And everybody knows what I'm talking about that has a big place with a big garden. So the garden over here is 32 by 42 was the original scraped area. And the growing area that's staked off is about a foot inside of that all the way around. So I guess I'm losing, well, it's basically 30 by 40. And so it is almost completely planted. And I am working on a video right now, which I hope to finish tonight. We'll see if I can. That will bring us up to date through the end of June, which would be amazing because I was running 2 and 3 weeks behind for a long time. And then I started thinking, I'm just going to film, I'm going to film an event rather than a day. And so I film a little bit each day, and then I put it all together. You may have noticed the last few videos, I'm putting them together that way. So I can move along a little faster. And several things have happened that, in the garden that I haven't reported on yet, but I hope to very soon. So it just depends on, if I feel like standing up for, let's see, just guessing, it would probably take me 4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours to finish editing the video tonight. So I don't know if I'll finish or not, because I am trying to rest. And if you'd like to know what I'm drinking now, by the way, there's only one mug left, one. And I have not asked her to make any more. So if you're interested in a late bloomer gardener mug, you can mail me a check for $40, which is a donation to this channel. I wind up with about $5 of that because shipping is $10, and the materials and the labor take up the rest. So if anybody would like that last mug, please let me know. You can also do a PayPal, but you have to remember to send it to a friend, not pay for services or merchandise, because PayPal takes out a commission if you don't check send to a friend. So I'd rather you just mail me a check. It's easier. So my address, if you're interested, is Post Office Box 2358, Lebanon, Tennessee, Lebanon. That's 37088. And of course, you can send me other things as well. And if you do, I'll be sure and mention them and give you a shout out on the live streams. So just let me know if you send me something, because I only go over there once a week and I don't want anything live to languish. Okay. I just wanted to give you some idea. By the way, are there any questions? Mike Robles, I don't know if I pronounced that right, from New Jersey is here. Thank you so much. Yes, it actually did. That was like the best fix of anything that we've done here, Mike, is, in fact, you can see them from this. You can see them right down there. Do you see those two curved pieces? That has solely prevented water going under my house. Those two little things, I think they were like $17 a piece or something crazy. I did get the whole thing lined under there, but they just put down a big piece of plastic. It's not sealed in any way or anything. So fortunately, that doesn't seem to be a problem. Now, in terms of things being fixed, we are having an issue, which I haven't talked about. I filmed some clips in June that haven't been used because I wanted to put them together in a video about the cistern, an update on the cistern, because we have had a lot of leaking, and it would appear that either A, concrete block and mortar over time just leak, or there were weaknesses, and because they had a hole punched in the side right at the soil level, and that was how far as we found when we took the water down, when we drained it, we found that it was sealed up into the soil level. So what we should have done is just at that time seal the rest of it. And all we did was patch it at that time. And so as soon as we had those monster rains a few weeks ago, it was leaking like a sieve. So I was like, no. And then we get all of this heat. And then I add this whole garden over here. And then, well, I added the flower garden. I added the vineyard and the terrace garden, and then now this, and that requires a whole lot of water. So I was thinking about pulling back the tarp on the lower garden and planting this other corn that I got, which I could get. It's 90-day corn. It's conceivable that I could get corn this year. But I'm thinking, I don't know that I'll have the water unless we get this thing fixed. So this week, there are 3 major things going on: the repair of the cistern, the rock wall that Justin is building, a rock wall that I'm going to have an additional garden over there where the cedar tree came out. Now, the cedar tree coming out was filmed, but somehow, and this is, I've only had 2 major accidents in terms of deleting files or losing files in the whole time that I've been shooting digital. And I've never lost any negatives or anything. They're all filed away in boxes in there. I could go back to, in my negatives, I could go back to 2007 in February, and I could see exactly what I shot. But of course, digital, you shoot a lot more pictures than you ever would imagine shooting it on film, and the storage and all of that. But from June the 10th to June the 17th, there is nothing. So I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And so the stump grinder guy and the cedar tree coming out, and I don't know what else. I really don't remember what else happened. Of course, they could. Victoria is asking about, she's watching in Park Hills, Missouri. Thank you, Victoria. And, oh, I give you hope. Thank you so much. I'll have to come and visit you. I don't know where that is, but hold on. She says, she now has 3 gardens, 9 fruit trees, blackberries, and chickens. Thank you so much. She complimented me. And she's asking about a basement repair company to seal the cistern. And Daryl was just saying something about that yesterday. And I know first of all, there's one little hole. So it has to be a small person that's going to go in there. And I mentioned it to Justin. He's going, they'd probably take the roof off to try to do that. And I'm just going, no, I cannot afford to do that. I am going to patch it and try to get through this, this growing season. And, when the garden is done, I will, if it doesn't work, then we'll think further at that point. But right now it's going to be Justin, who fits in that hole and has the nerve to go in there. I don't. And hopefully he can patch it and get us through this growing season, because I have spent a fortune, as Mr. Tom. Are you on, Mr. Tom? He loves my live streams, and I don't know if he's here. I haven't seen a comment. Linda Brown has a great question. Mug question: if there's only one left and more than one person sends a check, what happens? Well, if several people send checks, because my potter does not own her own kiln, she has to rent, which is one of the costs. But these are custom made. Each one is handmade individually, and I think it's worth the price. Anyway, I would, yes, it's very easy to communicate. Linda, on PayPal, I would just send an email and say, if I get 5 more orders, then I'll ask her to make 6. I have to ask her to make 6. And, it's not really worth my time to, for $5 here and there. So unless there's a big interest, then I'm just going to stop. So I hope I wanted a lot of my fans to have them, so that when we have the live streams, we can all be drinking out of them at the same time. Or you can be drinking out of your late bloomer mug when you watch my videos. But I hope that answers your question, Linda. Obviously, if 3 or 4 people want a mug, and you'll get it, and I'll ask her to make more. Thank you so much, Cass. Yeah, I think it's healing. I went from, I just had aloe vera, fresh aloe vera from this plant, which it's kind of missing a few leaves. Sorry. And I went from just aloe vera. Well, I took the heat out initially. It's this, I don't know where I heard this remedy. And if you've already heard this story, I apologize. But I initially remembered that when scalding water hit my face when I was canning tomatoes in 2017, I quickly read that if you put the tomato pulp, which is room temperature, and wet, and you put salt on it and you put it on your face, it draws out the heat. I don't remember where I saw that, but I saw it very quickly, and I did that all day long. And because your face is vertical, and you can't lay down and do it like this, because tomato is just, I would do it over the sink, and I would just hold it and put more, and I would hold it over and over, and I had no scarring. This is going to be scarred. I mean, I just don't see any way I can not have a scar from this. Let's see. Let's see. This is Justin. Can you say hi to the community? We're on live, and I'll get back to you on that question. But I'm sure you can. Let's see. Maybe he'll tune in. That's Justin. And okay, Tracy is going to go. By the way, I got some goat milk and goat yogurt, and I'm looking forward to trying that. Just got it from a friend, and that's funny, Karen. Yeah, I know. Well, I had one for a long time. No, don't. Let's see. Anyway, I used Cass's saying, "Glad I'm on the way to recovery," and I'm sure that I am. Uh, and what I'm using now, well, I used Silvadene for 3 days, and then she wanted me to switch to this antibacterial ointment, antiseptic ointment. So I used that for 3 days. And then today, for the first time, 4 days, and today for the first time, I just laid down and I put Manuka honey on it. But Manuka honey is very messy. It's very sticky, and it warms up on your skin, and then it drips, and you're constantly wiping up the drips. And so I will see if I keep using that. But everybody keeps saying Manuka. A lot of people have said use Manuka honey. Let's see. Steve is here watching, and hopefully Rosemary too. Happy 4th. Mei Ling is here. Happy 4th of July from California. And let's see. Yes, let's see. John Havenacker has posted the PayPal link for the mugs, but please remember, before you hit that last little thing, to send it to a friend. And then I will get the full $5. Following us back on our Instagrams to our gardens. Marianne is asking, would I ever consider following you back on your Instagrams to our gardens? You mean just following you on Instagram? Or what are you asking, Marianne? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm happy to follow you. If anyone has an Instagram account, I'm happy to follow it. I don't look at Instagram every day like I used to. I don't look at Facebook every day like I used to either. But if you send me a link or something, I will check. Or if you tag me in a story that you want me to see the pictures that you've posted of your garden or something like that, I'll get that notification and I'll see it. But I just noticed today, and I don't know when they did it, but Facebook has a new quote creator studio. Isn't that interesting? They hate YouTube. They hate each other, right? And yet YouTube has our creator studio, and now Facebook has a creator studio. And I'm just going, and I'm seeing on there all these messages from people going back a month and a half that I haven't even seen. So maybe they decided the business suite app that they, put out some time ago, which was supposed to make life easier for us, trying to follow everything. It just made it harder because there were no hot links in it. So you'd see that somebody had commented somewhere on some story, and you wouldn't be able to click it and go to that story so that you could acknowledge the person for leaving a comment. So if I haven't responded to your comments, like anywhere, if I've missed it, I'm sorry. And please leave me another comment. Hopefully I can get caught up. But I can't wait to try the goat milk because R. McGrath had to go. Okay. Shelly Alcorn is here. Where are you writing from, Shelly? 121 of you. If you've just joined my channel for the very first time, welcome. You'll find a lot of very friendly people in the live chat. Everybody's very supportive. And there are homesteaders, there are gardeners, there are urban gardeners, there are wannabe gardeners, there are wannabe homesteaders. There's all kinds of people, and from all kinds of places. So I'm sure you can find somebody to connect with on this channel. I hope you subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Scroll down and hit all so you won't miss anything right here on this channel. So thank you so much for joining. I am Kaye, and all the regulars know that I was in California urban gardening. When I started my channel, I started urban gardening and did that until I left. I left California October 31st of last year. And I left my house March the 15th of last year of 2020. So it's been interesting. I was there for 32 years and now I'm here with a completely different living situation and I'm trying to adjust. So let's see, Sol E. Palmas is here from Sol, from Pennsylvania. We have other people here from Pennsylvania. And is that Haffy? No, wait, who did the, let's see. Oh, Joshua, thank you. Alginic acid is great for burns. It comes from the algae made from seaweed. Oh, interesting. It doesn't seem like acid would be good for a burn, but thank you for your donation, and I'll have to check that out. Alginic acid. Never heard of it. Alginic. At this point, I need to do, probably vitamin E. I don't know. I'm going to be trying to reduce the scar tissue at this point. Deborah Lewis is here. Have you said that to me before? Because somebody else has, and I have forgotten to do that. And where would I find that? Where do I find the Made in America store? Do I just find that online and order directly from them? Or is that a Facebook thing or a Facebook page or what? Deborah? I'm making a note. And Happy just said hi to Justin. I don't know, did Justin join? Oh, Justin is here. Justin has a purple J. So everybody welcome. And Justin is one of the people that I was referring to in my post on my community page. I said, God bless the USA and everyone who has served in the US military, who has served to preserve our freedoms that we all enjoy in this country. And we need to hang on to those freedoms and not lose them. And so I just want to thank everyone, Justin and so many people for their service, including my father. He's no longer with us, but fortunately my father came home from World War II uninjured, and a lot of people can't say that. Their parents paid their fathers, usually in the case of World War II, it was mostly fathers that paid the ultimate price. And we're just glad Justin is here with us, and he has just changed this place completely. And what a great attitude he has, hardworking and great attitude. So I'm very blessed. I believe that God put us together, no doubt in my mind. I needed him, and he's enjoying working here. So Lisa Chandler is here. I haven't heard from you in a little while, Lisa. Hi. Snow of a gun, son of a gun. Jeremy from Fabulous Phoenix. Oh, good. They got a little rain. Double Dog Farm is here from San Juan, Washington. And who else joined? Let's see. Daryl's so funny. Let's see. Anyway, Marianne, did you follow up did you answer my question so that I understand what I need to do? No, Dee, none of those. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, did I ever wear one? Oh, yes. I had a red one. Yes, I had a red one. I remember. Oh, that was a really nice one. I had a red one back when I was in my 20s. I think that was the last time I wore one of those. All right, who's this? Let's see. Deep South Bama. What is the best herbal medicine? what is the best herbal medicine for my burn? Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom has just donated $5 in a super chat. Thank you so much. Everybody else can join in if you enjoy this channel and you enjoy my content. I hope you'll think about supporting this channel in some way, whatever way you're able. If you're not able to financially, then please share it with friends. I have given myself a deadline. I'm telling you, I'm warning you, I have given myself a deadline. And if things don't like really start flying that way in terms of subscribers, I am not going to keep working full time. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to retire. So let's see. Yes, in fact, Eric, I have a note. Well, I moved my laptop. It was in it. It had a note right under my laptop to look up red osier cuttings. Osier, yeah, cuttings, and I didn't look it up. So that'd be awesome. Enjoy the decline. Oh my goodness, what a name. Enjoy the decline. I haven't caught one of your streams in so long. Glad to see you again. Finally, of course. And what is your name? And remind me where you are. Let's see. Mr. Tom, you did hear me mention you earlier, right? I hope you did. Sabrina is here from... Oh, Sabrina, thank your husband, and thank you, because it's not just the soldier that goes off. It's the whole family. It's a military family. I mean, I remember I learned this early on because I had an older cousin. You saw him when I was down in San Diego. I think I published some pictures, or I did some kind of vlog or something down there. I can't remember. But anyway, he went off to the Navy, and I would always hear and see he became an officer, and he made a career out of it. And he said he went into the Navy because my father was in the Navy. And but I learned a lot about military families and how it involves the whole family, and it must be so incredibly stressful, and you have to just have so much faith to be in a military family, just to believe that your husband or wife or whoever is going to come back and be with you, and so that you can enjoy life together. So I'm grateful to all the military families, the whole family. So Jamela is here. Did you get well, or no? Was it an injury? You were upstairs for a month because of an injury, I think, right? Yes, you're getting lots of hellos, Justin. Denise loves you. Enjoy the decline. Tell me your name and where you are. And I'm so glad you're here. Happy 4th of July. And, you might have noticed some of the comments, I just want to acknowledge that a lot of people are feeling, having a lot of feelings now, whereas we all used to be just so behind the flag and so behind our country and everything. And I know a lot of people are having, a lot of thoughts now, and maybe not, but you have to, I just want to try to inspire everybody to be positive and to not give up on our country, not give up on our flag. We have to think about all of the people that sacrifice their lives for us to be sitting here enjoying our freedoms. I mean, I know what's happening today is kind of crazy, but I am not going to lose faith in our country and our flag and and all of that. So I encourage everybody to celebrate today. And let's drink another toast. And by the way, I was going to say I'm drinking cold chaga tea. I like it plain. I mean, I don't know if you would like it plain, but I am. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Retired Sergeant First Class Robert Aguilera, U.S. Army. Wow. Maybe he knows Justin. Justin, do you know Robert Aguilera? Yes, Steve, I was just talking about this with who was I just talking about this? I think one of the problems, we have to be so careful what we say, on channels now. I mean, I know Danny at Deep South has talked many times about this on his porch time about having to be very careful, and I just try to keep the subject to gardening, and everybody loves gardening. Everybody that's watching loves gardening. They may not be doing it, but they want to be doing it. And I was just saying to somebody, who was it? Oh yeah, Nancy. Is Kaye on? Is she watching? She better be. Well, she might be busy. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Mei Ling. Mei Ling just texted me and said I look great. I'll tell you why I'm wearing this blouse. Let's see, Nancy. Kylie. I didn't have time. I didn't have time. Sometimes the people I have their phone numbers, I'll text and say I'm going live, just a reminder. And I didn't have time to do that. I was working on this video, and all of a sudden I'm going, oh, I'm not set up. I got to go get set up. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you, Happy. 200, I know, 200 plus. I need to, I should have gained 2,000 after hitting 60, not 200. But, I've been doing this a really long time, guys. I mean, I've been doing this a lot longer than a lot of other channels. And I know that a lot of other channels just have a knack for building viewers. And I guess I don't. I'm just involved in trying to share and inspire what I'm doing. And of course, I've been in this huge transition, and I've tried to keep my channel going through this short-term apartment situation where I didn't have a garden. And then, of course, moving, and then it's winter. And for the first time in the history of this channel, I'm not gardening through the winter, because in the Palisades, I was year-round gardening. I always had something beautiful growing, even in winter. And, I get here and it's just like, no, there's nothing going on. Okay, let's do another tour of my sunroom plants that I carried across the country in my car. I mean, there was very little that I could do in terms of gardening, because I've never even gone through a winter of gardening before. I learned to garden in California in year-round gardening. So, there was nothing. I mean, I didn't even know I had hostas and irises and all that, because everything was just mowed down. And then things, the perennial flowers started popping up in the spring. I didn't even know that I had. This ajuga is so beautiful. And then the mowers weed whacked it all down. So anyway, they left that. And then I think it's periwinkle out there. They left that. But anyway, we are making a lot of progress on the side garden. And I just wanted to let you know in advance, a little preview of what is planted over there. First of all, if you're a new gardener, you plant what you like to eat and what you love. And I love okra. I love eggplant. I love tomatoes. I love watermelon. I love squash. I love beans. And I love corn. So that's what I'm growing. And I'm growing a few other things. I'm growing a lot of peppers. Let's see. Justin, how many peppers did we plant? 20, I think we have 24 plants, but they went into 2 of the raised beds. So no peppers over here, no tomatoes over here. This is all eggplant, corn, and in fact, we divided, it's almost a square. It's really 30 by 40. We divided it into 4 quadrants, and I'll be explaining this in the video. And one quadrant with walkways, Justin laid it out with stakes so that it's a rectangle with a walkway and a walkway. Very small walkway. It's going to be a wider walkway. I said, no, Justin, we got to make it smaller. We got to grow more corn. So the corn is a little bit more than, well, it went to where the walkway was. So the corn is probably about 18 by 20. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot more than I had in California. I think there are 7 rows of corn, and it's all sprouted. And you'll be seeing that. You'll be seeing the development of that. And I don't know if OAG is on tonight. He's probably busy, but if OAG tunes in, if you haven't checked out OAG, Old Alabama Gardener, it's a great teaching channel. And of course, Mr. Tom, I need to check in with your channel too. I'm sorry, I'm real behind on everything. But OAG had a bean trellis video, the way he built his bean trellis, and I remembered it from my visit to his garden. And by the way, if you haven't checked out my videos that I shot at Old Alabama Gardener's place, then you should check those out. He's got great wisdom. And the one video, See His Farm, I think is the title of it, or that's on the thumbnail, See His Farm, and he's pointing. There's a lot of great tips in there about pests and, how he plants and what he uses. And so I remembered his bean trellis, and I thought, oh, that's so clever. He's just one thing up and then it's flat on the top so it can go up and attach and then drape over if the vines get that long. And so that's what I had Justin build. We had a little trouble finding the exact right parts because we wanted to get them locally, and the Tractor Supply didn't have the right sizes. So I didn't want them to take the time to stop, and that's when his friend was here and make a whole trip over to Lebanon. So we shut the bean trellis down for a day or 2. You'll see all this in the video. And then got the corn in, then picked it up with the bean trellis again. And then we started planting beans, eggplant in rows. And then now we're planting, I've just planted the squash seeds. Just yesterday or day before yesterday, I planted the squash seeds. So fingers crossed I can get winter, all of that's winter squash. Fingers crossed I can get that in. And I put a bunch of lemon cucumber plants in, like this big. I love lemon cucumbers. If you guys have never tried those, you have to try to grow those next year if you're not growing those. I just find them wonderful. I love those. Let's see. Vinny dos Santos is here in Sweden. Oh, thank you so much. It's 1 a.m. and he stayed up to see the live. So everybody, please welcome Vinny. We have Iceland, we have Sweden. What other countries do we have? Patricia is not here. She regretfully cannot be at this live. She is over at her daughter's having a barbecue, and they don't have good Wi-Fi. She usually keeps track of all the countries. So if you are watching from another country, please right now just say so-and-so in such and such country right now. And she can scroll back through the chats and find out where everybody is. Little monkey. Yes, Little Monkey, can you tell me your name? I just want to acknowledge you because I doubt if that's your real name. And I know how you worry when your son, or I guess your daughter, I don't have a daughter, but if it goes off to college and you worry, I can't even imagine not being able to be in touch. And I know there are times when you do not hear from them. I mean, of course, in the old days, before computers and laptops and cell phones, my father, of course, this was World War II, so this was, everything was, talk about censorship. He would write his mother letters. He met my future, he met his future wife, my mother, after World War II. But he would write his mother. He sent her every paycheck, and he told her to save it for his honeymoon, because he knew when he got back, he was going to find a wife and get married. And he succeeded. But he would write her letters, and she would get the letters, and there would be cutouts in the letter, that he might have put in some information that would give some clue as to where they were or whatever. And of course, you didn't hear. I mean, just imagine what Louis, why can't I think of Louis' last name? The prisoner of war. I mean, you can imagine the worry of his mother. But his mother never gave up hope. She just knew her son was alive, even though it was announced on that radio program. Now I'm forgetting what they called it. It was announced on there that he was dead, and she never gave up hope. She said, "I know he's alive," and he came back, and he had a great life. He felt like he was saved. His life was saved. He prayed to be saved, because they were on this ship that literally was, the Japanese plane put a whole bunch of bullet holes in their raft. They're out there floating for, like, I don't know. It was like they broke the record for however long you can survive in a raft. And he jumped off the raft and went under the water, and somehow the other guy up there was not hit. He wasn't hit. But there were all these holes in the raft. Somehow they survived this thing and then they came back and he was captured. And so it was reported that he was dead. And I have such compassion for the mothers and fathers and wives and husbands that just have no idea whether their loved one is going to return. And it's I just want to give tribute to everybody, that serves in our country, for our country. Let's see. Yep. U.S. wives are us wives are the backbone. Absolutely. Yes, it's very, very unfortunate because of what they go through. It's hard to come back and transition back. Let's see. I got way behind here. Thank you, Sabrina. He retired in 1999. Let's see. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Little Monkey. God bless the USA. Cammie, the book you mentioned, Unbroken. Thank you. I knew that Unforgiven was a movie, I think. I knew you're right. Thank you for correcting me. Cammie says, the book about Louis, did you tell me his last name? No. I know it started with an F. Anyway, blanking. The book is Unbroken. Highly recommend the audiobook. It's incredibly well read, and it's incredibly well written. So I encourage you to read it. If you want to appreciate what people went through and the sheer belief, believing you're going to survive, and in many cases they just felt like they were saved. Okay, let's see. Cammie's son-in-law is an Air Force pilot. Hobie is in Air Force and Dad Air Force. Yes, absolutely. Families serve. Yes, well, I don't have that excuse. Jamila says she has to clean her house because she was upstairs for a month with an injury. And I don't have that excuse. My house is so dirty. Oh my gosh. Where are we? That is so weird. Why would YT block you from commenting on his channel? I don't understand that. Pig War San Juan Island. I don't know anything about that, Eric. Let's see. Okay, little monkey, you have to say right now what your name is because I'm going nuts. But thank you so much. She says that with all the craziness that's going on right now, she loves watching my journey. And I was hoping that it would appeal to more people because I know there are a lot of older women, especially older women, some older men who are major life transitions. And so just the journey of how do you go forward? How do you keep from being depressed? I mean, how do you deal with everything? And you may think that I am always cheerful and I'm always like inspirational. I walk around singing all the time. I don't. I don't. I complain a lot, but I try not to complain on my live streams because I know everybody has something that they're dealing with, an injury, an illness, a sick loved one. They're a caregiver. They never get a break. I mean, think of all of our caregivers. So, and add to that all the craziness of the last, what is it? It's now a year and a half, right? So I can't even comment on all that. But anyway, I am glad that I am inspiring anyone. And please, this week, do me a huge favor and share my channel with 5 people because I have to grow or go. Okay, that's it. So I am not going to continue to work this hard, because we don't make any money at 60,000. So you got to be over 100,000 to make any kind of money at all. And that's a concern, because this operation here is expensive. So anyway, let's see. Oh, Yvonne is so sweet. Yvonne is in upstate New York, right? Yeah, I think I got that right. And Yvonne is someone that I remember specifically. I did this video after I broke my arm. If you're new to my channel, I got my first broken bone. Let's see, it was Christmas Eve of 2008. No, Christmas Eve of 2017. And and it was a comminuted, am I saying that right now? It's been a while since I said that word, comminuted fracture. It broke right there because my arm went up like that. I got knocked down by a ski lift chair in Idaho, and it just broke right there. And so look at that. But look, full range of motion. But I couldn't, it was in a sling that you can't put a cast with a break like this. So it's just in a sling. And I was able, by my birthday on Valentine's Day, I remember I did a video on that day. I wore a red knitted sweater that I knitted decades ago. And I was out on my balcony in California, and I was able to do this and make a heart. like that. That was as high as I could lift my arm after 7 weeks. And I was able to touch my nose like maybe after 2 months. But so that's when I started doing the workday videos with Eric, because all I could do was basically carry my tripod around with my left hand and, I had to do everything with my left hand, because this arm was in a sling for at least 2 months, and push the on button on my camera, and I would just tell him what to do, and I would film it. And people liked Eric. He had a fun personality. He was upbeat. He enjoyed gardening. And so that's when I started thinking, wow, I really need help, And so I'm so lucky to have Justin now, because he knows how to do so many more things. Yes, right, Jeremy. I would agree with that. Anyway, Yvonne, and so I remember I did this video and I thanked all these people on screen, and Yvonne was one of them. And I'll always remember that. Linda is here from sunny Arizona. And Edwin is down there too right now, Linda. Muscle Shoals. Oh, are you still there or are you gone? I saw this great movie about Muscle Shoals. And at the time, it was Jane Fonda's boyfriend, Richard or something like that. She lived with him for a while, or they were together. Scratch that. I don't know if they lived together. They were together for a few years, and he made this movie. And I went to the premiere, or one of the premiere episodes of it, or something, or special screening or something like that. And it was about all of the music, the amazing musicians that came out of Muscle Shoals. They went down there to record. It was like Memphis, you either went to Memphis or you went down to Muscle Shoals. And I think I got that right. Thank you, Sabrina. Claudia's going. Let's see. I know. Well, Mr. Tom, I have slowed down. I've made myself take naps this week. So let's see. Auntie Reese's. Happy Independence Day from Western Washington. Oh, thank you so much. I want to offer up all the positivity I can today. Wow, that's interesting, Eric. Let's see. Right. Yeah, I mean, OAG knows how to prepare. Well, because his wife is from Okinawa. She loves bitter melon. He grows it because of her, and she has taught him how to prepare it so it tastes good. But I mean, even with his preparation, which was good, it's still not my favorite thing. Okay, Edwin is going. Lemon cukes, yes. Yes, I think that's what I made. I made refrigerator bread and butter pickles, and I kept them in the fridge. I didn't water bath can them or anything. Julie is here from French Quebec. Thank you so much, Julie. What is it like up in Canada now? I hear all sorts of, it's not good, right? In terms of they're still locking you down and everything. Does Alabama count? I don't know what that means. Let's see, wait. Oh, thank you, Joshua. Joshua has done a super chat donation and mentioned the Snow Child, which was a short film I did in 1997, acted in, and we shot it in Utah in 8 feet of snow, and it was like below zero, and the the heat went out in the cabin, and wow, I just woo. Uh, I think I've seen that squash, Cami, but I have never tried to grow it. Paula, thank you, little monkey. I didn't hear you mention the word Japanese yesterday at all, Daryl, when you were talking about the wineberries. But anyway, you guys have a lot to look forward to. It's Wait a minute, it's 6:27. How did it get to be 6:27? I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm going to let everybody go. You have to look forward to yesterday I made a return. Honey is gone. Thank you. Paula, I bet you did. I hope you came home safe. Lori in Oman. They're little tiny, wonderful berries, and I had some to eat yesterday. They were delicious. But you have to look forward to a return trip to Daryl's. Zamperini. I was going to say Samperini. And then I thought, no, it started with F. You're right. Zamperini. Thank you so much. I mean, I don't know how he survived by the grace of God. That's all there is to it. I mean, if you read that book, that is all there is to it. I mean, that man should have been dead like 50 times, but he didn't. He survived. Wait, are you who I am referring to? Now I'm behind, so. Yes, Teresa, exactly. Oh my gosh, Jennifer has sweet corn ready to eat tonight. Just go out to the garden and just eat it. Don't even worry about cooking it. And of course, Edwin was in Vietnam, and I didn't know you were still there, Ed. Yes, please do go to my community page and read Haffy's post about his father who served in the Korean War. My dear friend Gene, may he rest in peace, was in Korea. He got his mother to sign the papers for him to join the merchant. I think it was called the Merchant Marine or something like that. When he was 17, and what a life he had! What a story he had! Oh my gosh. I miss him. So many, I've lost so many. I had so many older friends that have gone now, and I miss them. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I really appreciate it. Shelly Alcorn, I'm a subscriber, McMinnville, Tennessee. Love your show. Fantastic. I want to come down to McMinnville and buy some trees. Shelly, send me an email. Maybe we can connect, because if you live in McMinnville, I bet you know where, because Daryl has told me many times about all the nurseries, the tree nurseries in McMinnville. And I want to get some, I think it's the Eastern white pine. I want to get some pine trees, so I have the pine needles to drink the pine needle tea. And I know a bunch of those nurseries are to the trade only. So if you know something about them, please send me an email at latebloomershow.com/contact, and we can get in touch. I would really appreciate it, because I need to get trees planted. Connie, right, exactly. Daryl, there's a funny story with that, and I'll tell you later. It's not for public consumption. Oh gosh, I'm so behind on comments. Let me see if I can catch up, and then we will sign off. Okay. Yes, Pete, Post Office Box 2358, Lebanon, Lebanon, Tennessee 37088. Oh, Sabrina, you were in Okinawa. The Okinawans are supposed to be the longest lived people on the planet. But I don't know how that can continue with all of that radioactive waste from Fukushima. I just saw a headline. I didn't read the story about the dumping water from Fukushima in the Pacific, radioactive water from the. All I can do is just shake my head on that. Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right, but thank you so much, Diane. Thank you so much for speaking up. If there's anyone that has never left a comment and has been watching my channel, please leave it. Or if this is your first time, please leave a comment and say, hi, I'm Sam from Missouri. And I've subscribed to your channel. I would love a whole bunch of those. So I know a lot of people don't comment. Some people don't comment for years, but please do it right now on Happy 4th of July. Oh, Daryl's garden is amazing. I just have to get it edited. I haven't even looked at the footage, Daryl, so I probably shouldn't have said anything. It is. Bitter melon is so nutritious. It is so good for you. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is it blood or heart or blood? I think it brings down high blood pressure. Is that what I'm sorry to hear that, Julie. That's just Canada. Yes, Tracy, I just looked at the clock and it's already 6:30. I thought it was like 5:30. Sabrina, you too. Are you talking about the folded flag, Karen? That was presented to my mother. I was trying to think last night, they must have had a military at my father's funeral, even though the funeral was in a small town. But they must have had a couple of military come to the funeral because he had the flag on the casket, and then it was folded properly and presented to my mother at the funeral, and then she gave that to one of my brothers. Oh, that's fantastic, Paula. Fantastic. I wish the best for him. Oh my God. And Judy's got fresh corn too. I'm so jealous. You know how mine is this tall. You know how long it's going to be. Oh, God bless you, Cammie. God bless America. Good night. I'm going to just quickly see. We don't need to say that kind of stuff, Mr. Tom. Daryl and I are great friends. Let's see. And Denise. We're like three stooges. No, we're just really good friends, everybody. Let's see. Sam from Missouri. That's funny. I said, okay, so Steve from South Texas. Where in South Texas? That's a big place. Good night, Yvonne. I'm just scrolling through to see who said hi. Let's see. Pine needle tea. I think it does taste good. I saw a video on it. I can't wait to try it. But I want my own pine needles. Oh, that's nice, Karen. And Linda is here from Southern Wisconsin. in southern Mississippi in the winter. Oh, how lucky you are to have a couple of options. You don't get sick of one or the other. Um, but yeah, diabetes, blood pressure. Uh, oh my gosh. Yeah, just want to point out again that, everybody that's growing food, want to give kudos to you. The somebody was questioning me on where I'm hearing about food shortages. I mean, just look around the world. I mean, did you see the hail in France? If there were any farms anywhere near that, I mean, it was like a river of ice in the street. And if there's any farms around there, they would just be destroyed. And here, someone's saying ice on corn crops in Brazil. So we don't know what's going to happen with the weather, and we don't even know if what's happening with the weather is natural. So we just have to do the best we can. And I wanted to get a hoop house. That didn't happen, hasn't happened yet. I'm late. What can I say? I just, back in December, I thought, oh, I've got plenty of time. Let me just get this fireplace so that it's pretty, and worrying about all these other things. And then I should have been getting all of that stuff ordered. So I had, but I didn't think of it. I didn't even think of this side garden until later. You can't order a hoop house for the side garden if you haven't even thought of the side garden. And I hadn't even thought of the garden down below until Jeff Poppin came here. And that was in April. So, I'm just trying to do the best I can. Jennifer, Daryl says to only cook your corn for 3 minutes. 3 minutes only. Deanna is here from Michigan. Thank you for saying hello. That's okay. That's okay, Mr. Tom. No worries. Let's see. God bless you. Okay, Kristen. I know my neighbor has a flagpole, Kristen, on the hill across, and you can see it. It's taller than the trees. And a lot of people have those kind of gathered ones so the stripes kind of go that way, and then they hang on the fence. Of course, I don't have a fence. But anyway, Julie, July Lou, July is your name? July Lou from Mobile, Alabama, Abama gardener. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Steve Solis is here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Steve, right. Steve, San Antonio, Castroville. I think I've heard of that actually. Got it, Karen. I got it. Oh, canning cherry jam. Were those your cherries, Paula? No, wait, cherries are ripe in California, they were ripe in February, I think, or March or early. Oh, I actually would like a glass of wine, but I don't have any. God bless everyone. Let's see. Charmaine Wills is here. Thank you so much. Her garden beds are going crazy. Where are your beds, Charmaine? I wish more. Cabbage, tomatoes, and that's a lot though. Cabbage, potatoes, and potatoes. My cabbages, as you will see in a future video, did not have time. They didn't have time. And what I was thinking is I should just cut them off and cook the cabbage leaves or chop them up and make slaw, right? Doesn't have to be a head. If it's still, well, it depends on how dried out they are. I don't know. I have to see if I can even use them at all. The Urban Gardener says, grow food, grow community. Much love. Happy 4th. Is this Enoch? I think that's Enoch. Corn is great raw. It'll never get out of it. It'll be eaten raw right out there. I mean, who wants to start boiling water in the hot summer? Just eat it. Yes, I know. I got it, Mr. Tom. I understand. No worries. Let's see. Cherry jam just sounds fantastic. You know, you should make, if you still have cherries, you should make some cherry compote. Cherry compote. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate that. Jennifer, Deanna. Oh, I just almost get caught up and then it jumps. Yeah, if we're still here in a couple of years, Deanna. I mean, I hope so. We'll see what happens. Charmaine is in Indiana. And Linda Carlton is here. Linda from Missouri. Fantastic. Yeah, Edwin, but now you have a fiance. Let's see. Just jumped again. I'm trying to. Oh, see, I planted red acre cabbage and they're like that big. And somebody said they'll keep developing through the summer if you just keep watering them, but I don't know. Nothing's happening. Oh, did you cook the leaves and then put pimento cheese? Tell me you made your own pimento cheese. Patricia makes her own pimento cheese. Can you believe I've been back in the South for 7 months and I have not had pimento cheese. Strange. Oh, that's fantastic. Red currants. I had red currants when I was in northern Germany. Oh, I miss Ranka so much. Wow. Charmaine, that just sounds fantastic. In Indiana, but it's hot there, isn't it? Ala D is from, but I don't understand. Is that the Canadian flag? Ala D? I'm not sure of my flags. Never heard OC. Wait, what did you say, Paula? Never heard OC that? What is that? What did I say? You are such an inspiration to ditch the end of two-road thinking. Thank you. I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you. If I'm an inspiration, I'm happy. One aviator Joe. Were you an aviator, Joe? Florida is the deep South. We always had pimento cheese. It was so weird, and I thought you got this Velveeta cheese product. I mean, that's all you can call Velveeta is a cheese product. You can't call it cheese. And then you grate that and then you put canned pimentos in it. And somehow it winds up tasting really good. Let's see. Gina is here. Gina, is this your first comment? Oh, I'm so jealous. Bee balm. What do you mean you harvested bee balm? The flowers, the leaves? I don't know what you mean. I grew bee balm one time and I don't even know how it happened. And it was just like this big, it was like a group of flowers like that big. It was fantastic. I don't have any seeds from that. I thought I saved them. I don't. There's nothing. That's what I thought, Ala. It was really small, but I thought it was. I can grow currants? Really? I ordered 2 aronia berry plants from Baker Creek. Well, I ordered a whole bunch of stuff because you remember you sent me aronia berry, Eric, a long time ago when you sent me the fig tree. And I never could get them to grow. I don't know if I didn't water them enough. You know, in California, I was so stingy with water and just could never get them to grow. And so I said, I'm going to correct that here. And I had this big order on Baker Creek of live plants. And they came back and said, we're out of all of that. I'm going, well, I ordered it, put in my credit card and everything. And I never got any of that. But you know what? I have too much to deal with right now anyway. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Absolutely, Julie. Absolutely. 50 is young. Are you kidding me? No, you've got your whole life ahead of you. There's so much you can do, you know, if you if you're free, you know. I mean, let's just get back to the subject of freedom. You know, if you're not free to think and go and do, then what do you have? You know, I just I want to be free, and my father didn't go off and spend I don't know how many wait see 3 years in the World War II, and then I don't know 5 6 years after that in the reserves. You know, so that we would have a country where we don't have freedoms anymore. It's insane. So and Canada's even worse. So I hope common sense and prevails and people realize that the freedoms are just slipping away. Thank you, Ala D. Gooseberries. Oh my God. You have to, Aladi, have you seen that video I did in Northern Germany? You'll go crazy if you see her garden. And I haven't heard from her now in 2 years, and I'm just worried sick about her. I don't know what happened. But anyway, you know, it's weird when you know somebody, but you don't know anybody that somebody really knows. And you think, well, what if something happened to that somebody? Are their friends or family going to go through their email contacts and let me know that something happened to somebody? I would have thought I would have heard something, but I haven't heard anything from her. And anyway, please go and watch that video from Northern Germany. I did this special thing on that trip, that one trip. I've only done this that one time. I wanted it to be very special. And I wanted to document the journey with this animation. So the beginning of every one of the videos of my European trip, and I've only gone out of the country once for a gardening trip, as I had an animation of either a plane, a train, or a car, and that would show, and I had the sound effect of the plane or car or train of where I would go from place to place, so you could follow the journey that I took in when I went to England. I first went to England, to London, of course, and I was around England for at least a week. Don't remember exactly. I was over in Europe for like close to 4 weeks. And spent 3 days. I made 3 videos in Holland, several videos in England. And if you go to my homepage and you scroll down, that trip is right there. So you can just click on that playlist and watch that whole series from the beginning until the end. I think there's probably 18 videos. And I got as far as Berlin, and I never got the video edited from Berlin, and now it's been like 3 going on 4 years. So it's like there were about 3 videos at the end of that trip that never got made, never got edited. So I hope you'll go back and check the one in Northern Germany with Ranka, the healing berry garden, because she had so many medicinal plants, so many currants and berries. She had every berry and currant and apples and plums and everything you can think of. Okay. That's right, Cass. Cass, can you remind me where you are? If you did that, I'm to the bottom of my comments. So can you just remind me where you are if you didn't already? That's right, Karen. Gooseberries and currants are popular. Very popular. And oh yes, I know. I've never even heard of goomy. Goomy? What is that? Is that it's a fruit of some kind, right? Uh, yeah, that won't work, Deanna. I've reached out to family members on Facebook and they have not gotten back to me. Oh, right, Hawaii. That's right. Uh, Shell bells, remind me where you are. Okay, Cherie Nations, I am caught up with all of my comments. I want to thank everybody for birds. What's the question about birds? Let's see. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I wish you a continued free, happy 4th of July. Have a great time, celebrate, remember where we've been as a country and hopefully where we're going to go. Stay free and don't take freedom lightly. It's freedom is not given, it's won. And so we have to always be mindful of we could lose it. Yes, we worked hard to get it, but it's not going to be there unless we continue to work hard to keep it. Yes, but that's the best corn when the kernels are small. No, it's not free. You have to work for it, Cass. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. I just can't tell you how much it means to me that you've spent this time with me on a holiday. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the USA. God bless Canada. God bless all of our late bloomer community all around the world, Iceland and Trinidad and Tobago and Ireland and Scotland and all the places that a lot of people tune in. But it's late over there right now, so I understand people are in bed. But thank you so much, all the US people that have tuned in today. And that's right, Cass. Happy Independence Day to all. And thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate that. And I'll be thinking of you up in Canada. God bless everyone.